What is the worst notification you have received whilst someone else has had your phone? I was the one doing the sending. I moved to Japan a couple of years ago and early one morning I was at a market and saw a tanuki statue that had the full cock and balls on display. I took a picture of it and thought it would be funny to send my brother a message reading unsolicited DCK pic. Then send a pic of the tanuki statue. Little did I know. Halfway around the world, my brother was doing some late evening car shopping. He had recently been in an accident that had totaled his car and was in the market for a new one. He had handed the car salesman his phone so he could show the guy the pics of the damage to his car, and the guy was looking through them when the words unsolicited DCK pic popped up on the screen. My brother said the guy nearly dropped the phone trying to shove it back in his hands. My sil was staying with me for a week, which I wasn't stoked about. My sister knew about it and messaged me, "How are you dealing with sil's name? Do you need to pretend to have a nap again lol?" Double quote. Unfortunately my sil was borrowing my tablet at the time and saw the notification pop up. She hasn't stayed with us since. My boyfriend and I send each other shti randomly during the day, like FedEx me that pecker or flap them tits my way. I was showing my mom something on my phone once and he sends "gonna slap you with my DCK tonight." My friend made this fake account on Twitter and followed me exactly at the time my teacher had taken my phone away. The notification read at an alphaster 6969 has followed you. I might steal that username because it's a work of art tbh lol. I was ordering food off of DoorDash on my ex's phone when she got a text from guy saying he couldn't wait to see her that weekend. She told me she was going to see her mom. Other way around. I was holding ex-husband's phone while he was driving me and the kids to the airport. Text comes in from a work colleague asking if we left yet. It was then that I realized the marriage was over. Yeah. That sucks. I find that if I don't get into any extramarital business, I don't have to worry about my wife holding my phone. It makes things quite a bit easier. This happened to my friend. I sent him a text of a wet cat and said, "Look at this wet pussy," while my other friend's mom was holding his phone. She just awkwardly gave him his phone back. I was chatting with a guy and it was going well. Nothing sexual, maybe mild flirting. So I didn't care when I gave my buddy my phone for some reason. Then across the room he yells, "Yo, this dude just asked if you'd be down for anal." Double quote. It was embarrassing. Edit. I'm really surprised this got so many upvotes. This is not how I wanted to be remembered by, but I'll take the fame. Edit 2. No. I would not be down to do anal. Especially not with people I barely know. Border Patrol had my phone and my buddy sent me a text in which he jokingly said something like, "What makes you think they'll let you in this time?" Or something like that. Showing my aunt a pic when a text saying "I'd FCK the shti out of Machine Gun Kelly" appeared. We both pretended we didn't see it and quickly started talking about something else. Instantly had to Google this. First thought was Kelly was a girl, and that she was probably in some budget movie with zombies or similar. Was very wrong. My mum was looking up stuff on my prescription app on my phone when a message came in from a group chat I'm on. A group chat named Pornographic Material. I turned Instagram notifications off after that. Edit. No. The chat was not full of porn. It was memes with some of my Ajia friends. Not my notification, but I sent to my best girlfriend, "You're right. Future husband's dad is weird. And a little racist." And her future husband saw the text. Luckily he laughed and agreed with me. But I was so embarrassed that he saw it. My aunt was like, "Hey. Is that the new Samsung? Can I see it?" I say sure. And then I got a text from my GF. "Good news. I had my period." Double quote. Met. Everyone has been there, she understood. Potential contact with a corona positive person. Must have made the person who had your phone pretty worried. My friend sent a poop pic while my then girlfriend was checking the weather for us one morning. I was showing my grandma some pictures. She chuckled a bit and quickly handed me back my phone. I looked at it and saw that my boyfriend, now husband, had texted me saying I hate it when I'm pooping and my DCK touches the water. Big DCK problems. We laughed about it. But my husband is still horrified by the thought of my grandma knowing about his big DCK problems. Double quote. This post shows us that phones just need a simple side button to temporarily turn off all notifications. Edit. For your information, I appreciate that you are you and that your comment is unique and meaningful. But just so you know, 40 people have already responded with the suggestion of using airplane mode. Do not disturb. Or on a plus. Story apps can give really interesting ones. My favorite that popped up while my boyfriend was holding my phone was something like, "Mike misses you. Come back and play." Or something like that. Of course all he did was pull the drop down menu down to see the full notification and laugh. He teased me about it for hours. Not exactly a bad message, but I lent my jacket to my crush and it had my phone in its pocket. Someone sent me a message so she got it out to give to me, but unfortunately she had sent me a message before that and saw that her name was marked with a heart. Awkward night after that. Not really my phone, but I had text notifications on my computer. Was working with a vendor and sharing my screen. My so picked that time to send me a text that said that it was the most amazing sex we've ever had last night. I silenced the notification as fast as I could, but the vendor went quiet for half a minute and then said good job. So got out of that awkward zone pretty well. I never shared my screen with notifications active ever again. I was showing my co-worker a picture of my son when my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, sent a text. It was something along the lines of having a threesome. Plot twist, the third person in the threesome was the co-worker. While my friend was using my phone, my mom texted me, "Remember not to have sex with Thomas. He has chlamydia." Double quote. I appreciate that she treated this so simply, as if you just had to remember to lock the door or to buy milk. You might accidentally have sex with Thomas all of the sudden. Whoops. My friends on Discord had the name Child Predator as joke. My parents saw that and yelled at me. God. Parents can be dense. Why would a child predator name themselves Child Predator? Imagine my conservative 15 years old little brother's face when my BF texted, "I'll destroy your pussy," while we were watching some stupid goat on YouTube. Goatsy causes extreme reactions in some people. Years ago I was working at an Apple store as a genius technician and was helping an older woman with her phone. This woman had to be in her late 60s, early 70s. As sweet as could be. And was having some minor issues with her phone. I think it was battery life or something. So she hands me her phone. And just as she does, a message pops up with a picture of a toilet full of shit, and the message reads, "How many times do I have to tell you to flush the f-king toilet?" Double quote. Not knowing really what to do, I just hand it back to her and tell her she has a message. She takes the phone. Half smiles. Closes the message and hands it back saying, "Sorry about that, sweetheart. My daughter can be a bit of a bitch." Double quote. Not really bad. Just awkward. I was passing my phone around work to let people put in their DoorDash order. It got to my boss right when my medication reminder app went off. To take my Prozac. Yes. The notification said Prozac. She just handed the phone back and didn't say anything. Thanks, boss. I was texting with a platonic friend of mine to meet up. And when she sent me a bossy text, I responded with a sarcastic "Sure my honey. We'll do that. Love ya." She didn't read that message. Her parents did. Good news. The bump is not yours. Bad news. You might have herpes. Double quote. From a former FWB I had run into earlier in the day. While my girlfriend at the time had my phone. Not a notification. But opening browser with porn inside. Ah yes. The homework folder. Was showing my mum some cake ideas for my wife's 30th that I was considering. My wife texted me and my mum, for unknown reasons, Got a full view of my wife's spoon with the caption, "Guess what you're eating for dessert tonight?" I tried to grab my phone back, and my mum went back to browsing cakes without skipping a beat. As I was leaving, my mum thought it would be funny to ask, "Would you like second dessert tonight? Because I have a trifle in the fridge." I nearly died of shame. Gonna FCK your ass so hard tonight. Love, 3. Sorry for you having to see that. Mother. My fiance calls me by an affectionate nickname. Happens to be in reference to my body. Sent me a text with that while a fellow medical student was using my phone to look up treatment options for a patient while we were rounding in the hospital. He just handed the phone back quickly and said, "I think you got a text," but the poor guy was blushing. Should have handed it back to him and said, "No, it's for you." P. When I was about 11 or so, someone replied to my YouTube comment saying, "What the FK is a peach pear panda?" My account name at the time. This isn't as good as some of the other replies, but at the time I was pretty embarrassed because my mom had my phone. Obligatory, not me but a friend. My roommate's mom came to visit, so we decided to take her out to lunch. While we were waiting, my roommate took out her iPad. She had some board games on there, so we started playing Sorry together. She obviously didn't think about how all her devices were linked, because halfway through the game a "you wanna fuck" text notification comes in at the top of the screen, followed by a thumbnail of a dick pic. Sorry indeed. I was in a NSFW server on Discord and I got a notification on that server while my dad had the phone. Good thing is he didn't check it. A pimp texted my father-in-law's phone advertising transsexual prostitutes while I was navigating for him while he was driving. Oh my. Me and my friend used to do this thing where we make weird noises on the phone, mostly just to annoy the other person. I decided to call my friend. And when the call was answered, I let out a groan that progressively turned into a screech. Turns out his dad was the one who answered, and all I can hear is him yelling, "Why the FCK are you friends with this guy?" in the background. I never saw this as a competition, but if it was, I think I won. Chatting to a guy in a bar. Handed him my phone so he could type his number in. At that moment a message pops up from my friend sat several tables away saying, "Shag him." Double quote. So backstory. My BF and I met through a mutual friend who happened to be my FWB. After my BF and I got together, my FWB and I stopped sleeping together obviously, but we all remained friends. They were in the car together and I didn't know. I was teasing my BF with nudes and videos. My BF told me that he saw a notification from me and had my ex-FWB open it since BF was driving. They quickly realized it was a video of me for my BF and my ex-FWB shut it off. Super awkward. And I didn't know until the next day. Was showing a male client how to use Google Maps and my husband sent me a dirty text. I'm a therapist. Never grabbed a phone faster. Once I returned from a vacation and showing my whole family my pics, and here comes a notification from Pornhub browsers as upload a new video, and everyone went silent for a minute, but then my brother said, "I too am tired of these spam notifications, you should report them," and I was saved. Not me but my mom. Went skiing with her and myself. Her partner at the time was also snowboarding, but at a resort about a 20 minutes drive from where we were staying. He was there with his friends. In the town they were staying at, there's a really nice steakhouse which does an amazing fillet. Anyway, he sends her a picture of the steak the one night whilst we were just chilling in the hotel room. As she turns the phone around saying, "Oh look how amazing this steak looks," another message pops up unknown to my mom saying, "Tastes like your PSSY." And that is how I cannot eat fillet steel anymore. Well, maybe this is not the worst notification, but it's the funniest situation. My mom was holding my phone, and I received a notification from YouTube. It said that a person called Alan uploaded a video. Alan was my classmate and I used to subscribe to his channel. My mom said, "Who's Alan? Is that your boyfriend? Are you trying to hide something?" I spent 20 minutes explaining to her who Alan was. I followed a fanfic author on Tumblr. She posted a lot of stuff. including Ask Phil's. I was following for her dystopia or in the notification for male character male character. First time Baby King Ask Phil came up whilst my friend was seeing cinema listings because the cinema app wasn't working on her phone. I am known in my circle of friends for my lack of interest in smut, so it was a shock to her and embarrassing for me. Another boner in the lab was the unfortunate truncated message my husband read when I received a text message from my colleague about a cadaver he was extracting larvae from. We're forensic entomologists and we dispense with professional decorum in text messages for levity. My husband isn't familiar with the colloquialism beyond its sexual connotations. Boner is a skeletonized cadaver. It's supposed to be silly, but my husband was not amused. Left my phone on the kitchen table and went to pee. My parents were making dinner and my mum saw the wanna fuck notification from my BF pop up. I was confused when I came back in the kitchen and my parents were laughing. Thanks iPhone. Not my phone. In high school, there was a couple who had recently started dating. Let's call them John and Sarah. They were both seen as quite innocent. And we were all in theater together. I was at a rehearsal at John's house. And he showed me his phone for a second. Right as I looked, a text popped up from Sarah saying, "I want you to FCK me from behind." I was a bit in shock and started laughing uncomfortably. And when John received his phone back, he was horrified. Personally, I just thought it was hilarious and definitely a pivotal moment with that group of theater kids. Oh, I have one of these encounters. Well, it was a normal day. Okay, I ain't wasting her time. My friend had my phone cause he wanted to call his girlfriend. When he picked my phone up, he saw a Tinder notification. Turned out that his ex-girlfriend had liked me on Tinder. This was the most awkward thing to happen at the time. I ended up with my friend who was just too shocked for the time that we hanged out. Truly awkward. Once I was texting this guy and I had mentioned to him that I was a fan of the James Bond movies. Then, my friend at the time was playing a game on my phone until a text popped up from that guy saying, "Who is the hottest James Bond?" My friend who had my phone was like, "What the fuck?" And I felt so embarrassed because he had probably gotten the idea that I was gay. And keep in mind at the time I was not out and was still in the closet. Recently married. 3 months in. Wife went to Yosemite for a girls trip. I texted and didn't hear back for a couple of days, which worries me because she had cell service and was posting on social. I open up a laptop and iMessages started to come in and I saw that a guy I didn't know but apparently her old high school flame were missing each other. Divorce. I used to be the director of an a cappella group. During rehearsal I would project sheet music from my tablet onto a big screen to help people follow along. We were having solo auditions one day. And after one girl auditioned, the assistant director texted me from across the room. Oof. That was awful. My tablet received the message and the notification was displayed for everyone in the group to see, including the girl who had just auditioned. My friend was at my house but I had him under a stupid name. Sooner or later when my mom had my phone he sent me a text talking about what great sex we had last night. Let's just say that my mom had some questions. Pre-corona. For work I would have to hand my phone over for people to sign and tip for pizza deliveries. I once got a Tinder notification without knowing a guy was signing. As I hand him the pizza, the guy hands back the phone and goes, "Looks like you got someone to spend this on tonight, bud." Not the worst, but definitely a funny one. I was texting this girl that was part of a D&D campaign I was in. We were just talking about our interests and getting to know each other. Completely harmless stuff, right? Wrong. My mom was looking through my phone and saw her text come through and freaked. She literally yelled at me, "Who is this girl? How did you meet her?" Ect. Apparently she had gone through all of our texts. We had originally been taking on IGDMs and then switched to texts. So our first messages were, "Hi, it's me from IG," and it looked like I had been texting this random girl I met on IG. Oops. My dad is really tight on how much I spent on technology, and when he had my phone he got a notification saying that my daily average was 12 hours. was dating a girl that would lose her phone, so she would borrow mine to make calls. Another friend, F, texted me a picture of her in her dinosaur Halloween costume. The girl came back to me and slapped me in the face, threw my phone at me, yelling what kind of sick shit are you into, while storming off. This was at my work, bartender. In the middle of a busy night. Everyone in the restaurant looked at me like I diddle kids or something.